Welcome to another season of Sports Overtime. I am your host, NADER MIRFIQ. And man, today was day one of Saints camp. It's football season. Football is back. Saints football is back. A couple of players are back that we used to have. And man, I'm excited. Very, very excited about this new season with me and Soul. And speaking of Soul, I gotta bring my boy on. Y'all know him. Y'all see him at the Saints games all the time. You see him with the fro and the boxing gloves. You see him in music videos, Harley Davidson commercials. I mean, the dude's everywhere, man. But let me bring on my co-host, Mr. Soul Saint. What's going on?
What's up? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Saints plus Soul equals Super Bowl. Boy,
Yes,
I'm fired
sir.
up, man. I'm
Listen.
fired up.
Look, I'm amped up. I know a lot of people gonna be like, damn, where the hell is Nader right now? I'm actually on vacation. But I could not. I had to get away for at least at least an hour to talk Saints football with my dog Soul Saint. But man, listen, today was day one of camp. I'm so excited. So I mean, we had 100% participation today. When is the last time we could say that everybody is pretty much healthy going into training camp? Um, I
Knock
mean,
on wood, man.
not
Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Big time, bro. This has never, I don't think the Saints ever had a camp where everybody was there 100%. Everybody that signed was there and nobody was hurt. That's crazy, bro.
no, for sure. Yeah, man. So it's definitely encouraging going into the season to have everybody as a full participant. I when I seen that today, I was like, damn, that's awesome. Especially with all the injuries we had last year. It's definitely we're definitely going in the right direction. Now, I'll say this. So yesterday kind of threw me off a little
So,
bit.
Roy,
Roy, what's up? So yesterday threw me off a little bit, so
what's up,
because
man?
I remember when this guy got traded, and I went nuts when he got traded because
Oh,
he was
bro.
my favorite player on the Saints. And I was like, oh man, they traded my dog for a center. But at the but at the end of the day, bro, listen, everything comes back around, right? It always comes back around some way, somehow, man. And the Saints signed Jimmy Graham yesterday, bringing him back to that black and gold. Now, so I gotta address this because I know Mike Teasy was going ham on Facebook yesterday. But listen, it's not that we think that Jimmy Graham is gonna come in and catch 100 passes and go off. Like, I know he's 36 years
What's up,
old.
B?
I know he's 36 years old, right? He didn't play last year, so that's a good thing. His body is healthy, right? But at the same time, just to have him back in that Saints uniform, wearing that black and gold, it's just he's a fan favorite, right? So he's a fan favorite. I mean, the guy is probably, if not arguably, the best tight end in Saints history, in my opinion.
For sure, bro. For sure. And like I said, I got some people out there that's friends of mine that was at the camp and saw him today. They say he looks good, he looks fit, he looks, he looks like he's in football shape. So, I'm really excited about it, and it's crazy because, I remember the Black and Gold shop, and she had donated some Jimmy Graham jerseys because like hundreds of them, and I used to throw them off the floor. You know what I'm saying? So now all those people that got Jimmy Graham jerseys, I told them, I said, well, it's just a throwback, but now you have a legitimate jersey of a Saints player that's on the team right now.
So you still got some. So you still got anybody you want?
That's what I'm saying. I threw all of them in the Covington parade. I threw them when we rode downtown, uptown, with Ocean. And it's crazy, bro. I mean, she had so many Jimmy Graham jerseys just piled up, and she just was giving them away. because nobody thought Jimmy Graham would come back. And last year I even mentioned it to Mike. I said, "Damn, bro, we looking for a tight end. Man, Jimmy Graham ain't with nobody. Why don't we just give him a tryout?"
Right.
I always talked about that, and we got him
Well,
back.
and the thing about it, Soul, is that they tried to come to agreements on a deal last year, right? But
So,
obviously it didn't happen. They knew he was not playing, so they tried to get him to come last year, and it just couldn't. It just didn't work out. But now that he is back in the building, I'm definitely excited about that. And I know a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, we got a lot of tight ends on the team. We got Jawan Johnson, we got Foster Moreau, we got Jesse James, who used to play for the Steelers." Now you got Jimmy Graham, and then you still got some people on the practice squad, right? But at the same time, man, again, I guess it's the nostalgia of everything, right? So it's like, look, the dude was, like I said, arguably the best tight end the Saints have ever had. I remember when I used to go to camp and just hang out and interview the players and stuff with the late great Big T. Jimmy Graham was cool with us, man. He always showed us love.
Look who peeping at us.
Yeah. So
what's up, T? My little brother. What's up, T? T went ham. T said, "Oh, we don't need no Jimmy Graham." But look, it don't hurt. It don't hurt.
It don't hurt, man.
Let him come see what he still got. If he still got something in the tank that can help the team, we all for it, bro. We know Jawan Johnson has his job to lose. We got Taysom Hill. We got Foster Moreau. You know what I'm saying? But you never know, bro.
Yep.
Never know. Dude might have a chip on his shoulder, bro. And Jimmy's the biggest, the tallest of all out
there. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. So if the only thing Jimmy Graham does this year, bro, is catch one touchdown against Atlanta and breaks the goalpost again, it was all worth it.
Well, that's a penalty now. He can't slam no more as a penalty. So
who
cares?
The
reason they start doing it because he was like making the goal crooked.
Because of him. So look, just take the penalty. We'll figure out. We'll start a GoFundMe on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, and we'll pay the fine for him and call it a day.
Yeah, but, if we up 3-4 touchdowns, Jimmy catch a touchdown, go ahead and slam, Jim. Yep. Slam that bitch.
The Saints posted that picture yesterday on their page, and man, him with the goalpost tilted against Atlanta. I mean, that right there, bro, is an iconic picture. I mean, it's just an iconic picture. It really is. But
then they said, "Don't get Mike Teasy started." No, we don't want heat up teas. We don't want heat up teas.
But yeah, man. So so it's definitely good to have him back now. Let's just talk about, some of the stuff that happened today. Obviously, Trevor Penning practice, Mike Thomas practice, and that's one guy that I want to talk about. I want to talk about him real quick, because, he's been out for the last 2 years, man. He's been hurt. He's had this ankle injury, foot in, whatever it may be. And, a lot of people downplay the man. Like I get it, right? When you're injured, it happens, right? It happens. It sucks. The man really put his body on the line, and there's a lot of stories behind what the media says. But I mean, I think for him, he posted a post on Instagram saying that he's locked the F in, he's dialed the F in or something. And he has a chip on his shoulder, which we already know what type of guy he is. I mean, look at that first game last year against Atlanta. That whole year people were downplaying him. Oh, you stay hurt, you this, you that. And then he comes out against Atlanta week 1 and catches 2 touchdown passes, showing his face, doing a flex, and his face just going crazy, super mad, but just trying to prove a point to the haters.
Let me just say one thing about Michael Thomas, bro. He plays with an attitude. He plays aggressive. And when he came out in that Atlanta game, that's one thing. I guess Mike Thomas knows only one way to play at the wide receiver position, and that's aggressively. I mean, he tripped me out the way he snatched the ball out the air, bro, for those touchdowns, bro. Yep. He that's how he plays, 100%, bro. The dude just balls out. And I just hope that he can just stay healthy, bro, and have a full season this year, bro, and get back because everybody's, been disrespecting him, saying that he been losing ratings, even on Madden. The dude went down from like a 99 catching, a 90 something rating to down to an 84. You know what I'm saying? So nobody thinks Mike is going to be his old self, but we know that when Mike gets on that field and he's healthy, he's the same old Mike, bro. And he showed us that in that Atlanta game.
And the thing about it too, man, is just like he signed a 1 year deal, right? He signed a 1 year deal. They renegotiated everything, and he gave the Saints obviously a break. Obviously, the Saints gave him a lot of money, being that he was out for the last 2 years. But at the same time, so I think that God, like you said, God willing, man, he's able to stay healthy. But when you look at this offense in general, right? You got a guy like Derek Carr who can get him the ball, right? He played with Devontae Adams last year, and you seen the chemistry that him and Devontae Adams had. So the chemistry that him and Mike Thomas can have will be insane if he can stay healthy. You still got Chris Olave, who last year in his rookie season had over 1,000 yards. Dude was in the running for Rookie of the Year. I mean, this guy is gonna go crazy. Like Olave and Derek Carr are gonna go nuts. If you're in fantasy football, and we're gonna talk about that in a little bit, but I'm telling y'all, a lot of Saints fans are saying, "Oh man, I got to get Jamal Williams just in case Kamara gets suspended or whatever the case may be." Well, I'm gonna tell y'all, man, y'all better draft Chris Olave because that dude is gonna have a lot of touchdowns this year. You still got Rashid Shaheed. You still got you still got. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this name, but you still got Traquan Smith. You still got Taysom Hill. You still got Jimmy Graham. You got Jawan Johnson. There's Foster Moreau. Like, bro, the offense. There's no way that this offense cannot get the ball down the field. There shouldn't be no reason why they shouldn't. Now, the only reason I feel as though the Saints offense might not do good this year is maybe because of the O-line and the health of the O-line. Other than that, I don't really think that the Saints offense is going to be slowed down at all, being that even when you got Kamara out there, you got Mike Thomas, Olave, Shaheed, and you still got Foster Moreau. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just too much to handle all at one time. And it's
remember, hey, don't forget, we just signed Trey Turner. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That adds some depth to the old line. He's a Pro Bowler.
Yep.
I know he probably had a lot of injuries and stuff like that during his career, but guess what? We got Trey. And Mike Teasy was real happy about that pickup.
And we also got Brian Edwards, too, that they picked up.
Oh, yeah. Brian, wide receiver. Yeah.
Yep. We got Brian Edwards.
Edwards. We got the guy Washington from Pittsburgh.
James Washington.
Man, we're so deep at wide receiver and tight end.
We got a lot of people, man. We got a lot of people.
Very deep at tight end. And I want to see with so many wide receivers, if we still Traquan still gonna make this team. Is he still gonna make this team? I want to see him get through this year. Get to be on the team this year. Myself, Traquan would have been gone a long time ago. Traquan, we gave him ample enough time to show what he was worth. And, every year he gives us little glimpses and that's it, And we had some defensive linemen like that.
I think the only thing that I would say with him is that he has the upper hand on James Washington and Brian Edwards and A.T. Perry because he knows the playbook. Other than that, I would obviously pick those players over him too. I agree with you.
Yeah.
No, I said his name because again, he's still on the roster. We gotta address everybody on the roster. So you can't leave him out. I mean, I know he hasn't been playing good, but I mean, and we all can agree to that. But again, he's on the roster. So let's see how this training camp.
See how it goes on.
Yeah, how this battle. But I wouldn't be surprised if he did get cut as well. So I definitely agree with you. But let's just talk about today's breakdown because obviously, I feel as though we always talk about Derek Carr right now. And I guess my question to you, because we haven't been on in a minute, but Do you feel Derek Carr could get the job done with the Saints?
Right now, I'm like a show me. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't get real excited when we signed him. I was okay, okay with it. I mean, he's a Saint, so guess what? He's our starting quarterback. We still got Winston in the stable, healthy Winston, right, breathing down his back. So I feel like even though we paid him the money, man, if he can't do the job, bro, you know what I'm saying? We need to make that move. And like I say, I don't know, because with Da sticks with a quarterback no matter what. Look at Andy Dalton.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So even when they F up, throw picks, not get the job done, he's still gonna stay with him. So, it is what it is. But as far as Derek Carr, man, like I say, I'm gonna give him, the opportunity to show me,
Well, today he went 4 or 5 at training camp on his passes. Jameis went 5 or 6, and Jake Hanier went 5 for 5. Chris Olave has been really doing good in probably in mini camp, and now he had a good day today. Mike Thomas, shout out to John Hendricks from Sports Illustrated, because that's my boy. But he said, Mike and Derek Carr working on the slant route. And I was like, oh man, you posted
there you
that.
go with that slant shit.
I was like, oh man, he posted that in his article. And now you're gonna have all the haters hating that he's still working on the slant route. Listen, that's his go-to route. Everybody got a go-to route. You know what I'm saying? And I feel as though like everybody always talks about him in that route, him in the slant route. But again, when the slant route, the slant route coming, but you can't stop it.
Can't stop it.
So how does that make you feel though, as a cornerback or as a fan of a team, that that Mike is gonna run the slant and you can't stop it? So they're gonna work on that, right? But they also working on some other things. But I just see a big year out of him. I just see a big year out of Derek Carr. I think that his time
So you sold on Derek Carr.
It's not that I'm sold. I just feel as though when you got somebody who's been with an organization for so long, they drafted him. He was so loyal to that team, and that team never gave him a defense. You know what I'm saying? They never put him in a good situation. And then now they let you go when he really wanted to stay with them, but they benched him at the end of the year. And then
you know what that means? That means you have no excuse, Derek.
Yep.
You have no excuse. So you need to show us what you can do with a team with a defense.
So for me, Soul, is just about giving him the chance and the opportunity, like you said, to show what he can do on the field. Because again, there's no excuses, right? The Saints have a good defense. Yeah. You can't say, oh, the Raiders never gave him a defense, and then when you come to New Orleans, you get a defense, but then yet you can't score 15 points. You know what I'm saying? To win the game. Right. Plus, on top of that, with all the offensive puzzles or all the offensive pieces that we just talked about, there should be no way that they should not be able to score points this year.
Yeah.
He just has to, cut down on the turnovers a little bit. And I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, what is your basic overall prediction for him this year, like stat wise?
Oh man, I can't really say that or give you a prediction on that yet. Like I say, I never really looked at Derek Carr when he was with the Raiders. Only when he played us. And if you notice, the last time he played us, we whipped that ass. Mm-hmm. So. Derek Carr has never been a quarterback that I said, oh, I would love to have him. You know what I'm saying? So, he just, is a quarterback. Nobody that I've thought was great, even a little good. I thought he was an average quarterback. I've always thought that about Derek Carr. To me, he's always been average. But, like I said, like you said, with a new team, new coaches, even my boy Chucky came in here and helped out a little bit. Yep. So we will see what Derek Carr can do with all this, and look, if Kamara doesn't get suspended, man, you got Kamara. You know what I'm saying? That's our best player on offense right now. Not saying Mike Thomas and all those other weapons, but we know the number one back. Everything should go through Kamara.
And I think the
The
one thing
offense should be ran through Kamara.
for sure, and I feel like the one thing that I really need the Saints to do this year is on offense. I need them to open up the playbook a little bit, and what I mean by that is we need to go back to throwing screens. I mean, when we had Pierre Thomas in the backfield, we always threw screens. We'd get 20, 30, 40 yards, sometimes breaking for touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
We need to go back to doing screens. Last year, I can only count on my hand how many times we ran the screenplay.
Well, you think about it, we don't have a back. Kamara is not really a super great back on screen passes. He's more, like I say, of a down the field, ins, outs, wheel routes, stuff like that, putting them in space like that. But, as far as the screen, we haven't had nobody that was good with screens since, Pierre Thomas, So maybe that's why they went away from the screens a little bit. But
well, and with them drafting Kendra Miller and then them bringing Jamal Williams in, Jamal Williams is obviously a downhill runner. But Kendra Miller, hopefully he can open that up a little bit, man, because we got to get back to doing the screen passes, man. We got to open up this offense up. We got to keep defense on their toes because we can't be just one dimensional, right? And just be all right. We running up the middle and call it a day. Like, nah, man. We got to open it up. Let Olave get downfield. Shaheed get downfield. Just try to open up that offense.
I tell you one thing about me. I like North and South. And I hate East and West. I never was a big fan of screens. Now the middle screen that Drew Brees used to run, remember he fake it this way, fake it that way, and throw it to the middle. A middle screen. I love those because you're going forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I say, hopefully we'll open up the playbook and do a lot more things and be creative, like we did in the past when Sean was here. Can Carmichael do that? We will see.
Now, the next thing that I wanted to kind of bring up is we talked about it a little bit in the beginning, but I want to talk about how, obviously last year Trevor Penning got hurt and James Hurst was obviously in the rotation. We drafted Trevor Penning, to have him sit behind James Hurst for maybe a few games and then put him in because we drafted him so high.
He was supposed to be the starter.
Yeah, then he ended up getting hurt. And then he got hurt, and then he ended up coming back and then got hurt again. He practiced today. So I think that's going to be one of the camp battles that we got to definitely keep an eye on, is that left tackle position, because I think that, I think Trevor Penning, I like Trevor Penning. From what I've seen from him, I like that he's aggressive. He reminds me of Kyle Turley. He really does. He reminds me of Kyle Turley to where he's super aggressive.
We
really know out of bounds during the play.
Right. And we really know that the Saints want him to start. We really know it. They want him at that left tackle position. We know that.
Foot injury though. He has a foot injury.
Mm-hmm.
He had a foot injury. He re-aggravated it. And so, hopefully he's 100% healthy. Again, it's good news. It's encouraging that he did practice today. The Saints, whenever somebody's coming off of an injury, they're going to take it light with them regardless. But still, to have him out there on day one is a good look for sure. And I agree with what you said. So I think the Saints do want to see him win. James Hurst as a backup is not a bad option. It's to have depth, but also too he can scout and move to other positions as well. So that's always a good thing to have, an offensive lineman who can play multiple positions on the offensive line. So
here you go.
So I like the depth there. I definitely do. And like you said earlier, so we signed Trey Turner. Obviously went to LSU from Louisiana. So he grew up a Saints fan. So it all works out on that end. Hopefully he could come in and contribute. And preseason is going to be I think one to watch this year. I know a lot of people look at the preseason and say, "Oh man, it's boring," and I don't really care, or whatever the case may be, or man, they got the fourth and fifth stringers in here, man. I ain't watching that. I'm about to turn it off. But
Well,
at the
we should be able to see a lot of Jameis Winston. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
And I'm gonna be honest with you. So me and him actually hung out at Marcus Davenport's wedding. We hung out, and man, he's a cool dude, bro. He really got a sense of humor out of this world. Dude's really cool, man.
Yeah,
And
he is. I hung out with him after the game on the field, with the families and everything. We were
yeah,
able to go down there and hang out
cool,
with him.
bro.
He's real cool.
So cool, bro. He's so cool, man. Um, and I gotta give my hats off to him, man, because like when you're the starting quarterback going into last year, and then you get injured, and then they put Andy Dalton in, and then they promise you to, that once you get healthy, they'll put you back in and sit Andy, and that's not what they did. And then the offseason comes around, and then they go out and give Derek Carr 100 mil, and then ask you, like, you want to come back? And you be like, well, yeah, all right, it's whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine in a work, like, let's say you work for a company and they did that to you. You know what I'm saying? They said, "Oh man, you gonna be the starter. You gonna be the manager. You gonna run all of this, or be the director." And the next thing you know,
Yeah.
you
Well,
you fighting for your job.
let me just say like this. Okay, if that's me, of course I'm looking for somewhere to go where I can start.
Right.
But if those opportunities are not there and not available, why uproot my family again? Got a new baby. You know what I'm saying? I bought a house here. I
Mhm.
like my teammates. So everything is here, and then they give me $1 million. They give me another 1 year deal. I forgot what the deal was, but I mean, it's substantial money. You know, and I mean, why not? Why not stay, where you really wanted to be? I know you wanted to be here with Sean Payton, and that was that what it was supposed to be. Him here with Sean Payton, and Sean Payton being the coach and everything, but things didn't turn out that way. And I'm sure James, James is a real, uh, he's a real Christian guy,
Yeah.
and he's real strong with God and everything. And I think that he sees some light at the end of the tunnel. So, he probably prayed about it, and then staying here was his best out. So, we'll see what happens. But I'm looking forward to seeing him and him helping Derek Carr, and just sitting there being able to cheer for his team like he's been
Motivate.
doing.
Yeah,
He's a real great teammate.
yeah.
That's one thing about him. He's a great teammate, and he's a good dude.
And just the word from training camp today is that there were no limitations with Jameis Winston at all.
What's up,
So,
Rick? Yeah.
so that's good. That's good news right there. So that just shows you that he's healthy. When I seen him, he looked like he was straight. Um, so yeah, man, no limitations for Jameis, no limitations for Mike Thomas. Um, and one guy that I want to talk about, so because he got a lot to prove, especially with Anyamata gone, and Davenport gone, and all of that, is Peyton Turner, because Peyton Turner has to have a huge year this year. Now the word on the street is he's been doing really good. He's been getting his body ready for this season. He's 100% healthy. Um, the guy can be disruptive. Don't get it twisted. He
Don't get
definitely can.
it right.
It's
We
just
know what he can do.
got to be able to stay on the field to be disruptive, right? And
Right.
so, we need a huge year out of him. And not only we need a huge year, but he needs a huge year for himself, because the team goes out, drafts you with a high pick, and you're not able to, then the Twitter heads and all of the people in the Saints nation, they're gonna go crazy. They're gonna go crazy on him if you don't do anything this year. So he got
John Gruden, to answer Jerry, John Gruden just came in to give some advice about Derek Carr. He's now on the Saints staff, and we don't know if he's really going to come back. The league is still kind of sore at him. So I don't think you might see Gruden again, but he's not with the Saints staff.
No,
He's not a coach or anything like that. He just came
yeah,
to
he just came
as a
for
friend.
like yeah, he just came in for like just to help him or give the Saints, some information to help on Derek Carr and what he likes,
Dietrich,
tendencies, stuff like that.
Dietrich, why not?
And
Why
why?
not? Why not? He's a fan favorite. He's gonna put butts in the seats, which really we didn't need him to do that. But he's still a fan favorite. The guy is a what 8-time Pro Bowler. He did great things here. I would say he's the best tight end in Saints history.
Yeah.
Especially look at the stats, man. This dude is top 10 right now, all time tight ends. I think top 5 if I'm not mistaken. But why not? Why not give him a shot? He sat out all year, no wear and tear on his body last year. He's coming in fresh. He stayed working out when he was out last season. Why not give him a shot?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. And like we talked about at the top of the show, again, like you said, he's a fan favorite, man. He really is. It's not really about him coming in and having 15, 20 touchdowns. That's just not the case, right? We just got so many weapons that we got to distribute the ball all over the field. But, I mean, just to have him in the game, man, and, maybe 2 tight end set, with him and Jawan or something like
We
that.
say he can still dunk.
He can still dunk for sure. That's always gonna be that's why Ricky, I said earlier, I was saying that if we paid him up, I don't know what his contract details are, but if all we get is him dunking Atlanta Falcons goalposts and breaking it one more time, that's
right.
That
and people don't realize how tall that goalpost is. If he can still dunk, that means he can still jump. So guess what? He could jump for balls and make red zone touchdowns.
But see what a lot of people don't really understand and they didn't think about with the signing was, guess what? Derek Carr's favorite target with the Raiders was Darren Waller.
Mm-hmm.
Darren Waller and Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, he likes to throw the tight ends.
Are pretty much the same height. So you already know the damage he did with Darren Waller. Now I'm not saying a 36-year-old tight end is gonna go out and catch 10, 15 touchdowns. It's possible. But is it realistic? Probably not, right? But at the same time, if he can get 2, 3, 4 touchdowns for the year, move the chains a little bit for us here and there. That's all you realistically want. Right. We're not asking him to come be a savior. No, we're not asking him to do that.
Right. We know that's Jawan Johnson's job to lose. You know what I'm saying? But they run them double tight end sets. I would say put Jimmy and Jawan out there.
Jimmy and Taysom Hill. You don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like you got Jimmy on one side, you got Taysom on the other side, you got Jawan and Jimmy, or you could put Foster Moreau, Jimmy, like you know what I'm saying? Like or Jawan and Foster Moreau. Like
I think Foster Moreau is the best blocker.
Yeah,
out of the bunch. I think he's the best blocker.
There's so many formations that so many combinations that you could do, man. It's gonna keep the defense gonna go crazy. They know Jimmy Graham is 6'7". They know what Jimmy Graham has done in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it doesn't hurt, like you said, it doesn't hurt adding the dude. I just felt when I seen him with the pen in his hand, with the contract on the table, him smiling with the Saints hat on, it brought back a lot of good memories, man.
Yeah.
It brought back a lot of good memories for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, we talked about Peyton Turner, talked about Jimmy, we talked about Mike Thomas, Kamara. Hopefully Kamara isn't going to get suspended like you said. So, I know he came to a resolution with the guy. You got to pay him some money, whatever. But at the same time, we still waiting to see what's going to happen from the NFL on Kamara. What you think? So you think he's going to get suspended?
From the way things, I'm hearing things around, they say it's a good chance that he doesn't get suspended. It's a good chance that he doesn't. So, I'm looking forward to that. And they say if he does get suspended, it might just be 4 games. It might be just 4 games. So, whatever the case, I think the Saints will be okay. I think we'll be okay. and we're set up to have a great season this year. We're set up with no excuse, no excuses for Derek Carr, no excuses for the Saints organization, no excuses for DA. We have a good team.
Mhm.
Tom Brady is no longer in the NFC South. We got some rookies in the NFC South
Mhm.
now. So guess what? Hey, it's time to win this division and see what this Saints team is going to do.
I,
Healthy, staying healthy. Hey, I think the sky's the limit.
I think you're right, and the health part is definitely the major key. But here's the thing: when you look at the roster from top to bottom, right? You look at it and you say, all right, Derek Carr, right? You look at it and say, all right, last year it was Jameis and Andy. This year
Mhm.
is Derek Carr and Jameis, right? Last year, uh, well, this year now you got Kamara, Jamal Williams, and Kendrick Miller that they drafted. So X out Kamara for 3-4 games. You still got Jamal Williams, who led the NFL in touchdowns last year, right? And run in goal line
And
touchdowns,
most of them was red zone touchdowns.
right? So he led that. Boy, listen, as long as the team could get down the field, that's the automatic 7 points, 6 points. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it's just like when people say that, right? It annoys me because because it's like, all right, the man had that many touchdowns, but then but the team knew it was coming, the defense knew it was coming, they couldn't stop it. It's the same thing as Mike Thomas with the slant routes, you
Mhm.
know. So, but he led the league. So you still got a bruiser in Jamal Williams. You got somebody that's versatile in Kendrick Miller.
Mhm.
You look at the wide receiver position last year, right? You had Olave, who was a rookie. You had Rashid Shaheed, who was an undrafted free agent, right? Still, you had Traquan Smith. Now you go from that to having Mike Thomas, Olave, Rashid Shaheed. You like this. So my point is this: we're way better equipped with depth moving into this year than we were last year. We just have so much depth at so many more positions. The tight end position we talked about, that's probably the deepest tight end position, the deepest tight ends that I can remember on the Saints team. Am I wrong?
Right, you're right.
I mean, you
You're
got
right.
you got Jimmy Graham, Foster Moreau, Jawan Johnson, Jesse
Yeah,
James,
we deep at wide receiver and tight end.
A.T. Perry. You got Brian Edwards. I mean, there's so many. There's so much more depth. So if one guy goes down, the season isn't lost.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
want
mean?
to I want to address my boy Mike Teasy said you trust that with Dennis Allen as your coach. Well, Mike, there's nothing we could really do except just wait and see if Dennis Allen does a better job this year
Mhm.
of getting this team and coaching them and getting them to win games and get the guys to respect him. What can we do? I mean, if we could, we would go get him and put him out, take him out of there and replace him. But we can't. So we Saints fans, we got to deal with it. So
Well, I'll say this too.
all we can do is
I'll
see
say this
what he
too.
does.
Though. Like last year, and Mike Teasy knows this. Last year, I was very very hard on Dennis Allen, and
We all was.
that's not going to change if they go south. But
Right.
you got to also understand this from a perspective, right? Well, from where it's like, all right, some coaches they come in right away and they have success. They just do, right? Because the players are there, it's built the right, they got some players to make it work. Some coaches come in and they don't find success the first year, right? But at the same time, you got to let it materialize and say, all right, man, like, all right, it was 1 year. The dude was it was his first time being a head coach with that particular team. I know he's been around the Saints a long time, but it's always been Sean Payton's team. So now he needs to make the hard decisions. He needs to, all right, we need to do this and this on first down, second down, third down, or whatever it may be, him and Pete Carmichael. And I just feel as though Dennis Allen dropped the ball last year. Pete Carmichael dropped the ball 100% last year because he looked like he wasn't even calling the plays when Sean Payton was here. He didn't even look like he had any input in what
Right. He
the
just
plays.
had that
Oh,
position, but he wasn't doing it.
right.
We know Sean Payton was calling the plays.
You know what I'm saying?
You know.
So at that point in time, you're like, all right, Well, these guys need to get their feet underneath them to really, get this team going. And so I don't know, man. I'm still gonna be hard on him, because especially with the things he said last year, you know what I'm saying? Where
Mhm.
it's like, oh, well, keep doing what you're doing. After Andy Dalton threw 3 picks in against Arizona at halftime, keep doing what you're doing. Like
Yeah, I was there.
you can't say stuff like that, right? Sir, Dennis Allen, what did you tell your team
You
at
think
halftime?
Belichick gonna tell him keep doing what you're doing? You think Nick Saban gonna say keep doing what you're
Right.
doing?
So, but that's one thing that he said, and I know we harp on it, but again, you got to be a better leader, you got to be a better coach. And, yeah, we don't see what's going on inside the building per se, when the media is not there, whatever the case may be. But there's a lot of players on the team that have come out and really said that they rock with DA. They like DA, they like
Mhm.
his swag, they like what he does. Like, but again, you can like DA all you want, but that needs to bring wins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the results need to be there. If the results not matching, you liking
Mhm.
a coach, then obviously the coach is gonna get changed at some point, and
Yeah.
then it's gonna be all over again. You got to start that all over again. So, he's definitely on the hot seat this year. I definitely,
Definitely in his second season.
yep,
Definitely on the hot seat because
it,
last year was a mess.
yep.
You know, I'm
And,
surprised we won the games we won.
and it's not only because of last year, but it's about what this team and the city deserves. So, you
Mhm.
know, this team and city deserves the best, man. So when you got a coach that is coming in, it's his first year, they don't make the playoffs, they have a losing record. When this city has been accustomed the last 13, 14 years of going to the playoffs, having a good quarterback, having a coach that can drop his nuts and make the tough decisions, right? And with that, you got to keep that moving. You have to keep adding on to that because right now I don't see that. Right now he went out and he got Derek Carr, which is the quarterback that he drafted. He brought
Mhm.
Joe Woods from Cleveland. He brought a lot of the people on the coaching staff, uh, some new people on the coaching staff. That's people that he used to work with and he
Mhm.
knows. And
And
like
we
even
and
today,
look, we've
like
seen it all the time where coaches have went and got players when they were with other teams that they've drafted and shit didn't work. You
right,
know, I mean, just go and get somebody. Hey, like Derek Carr. You know, just because you played high school ball with played with what's his name the wide
Devontae
receiver. Yeah,
Devontae.
in high school or whatever, college or whatever, think things is going to be a match made in heaven, and it's not. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, Derek Carr was available. Is that our best option? Was that our best option? I don't feel that was our best option. I
Well,
say we could have
what
saved. I say we could have saved that money and went with James. I'm still wanted to give Jameis an opportunity to show me. And like I said, that year before last, when he started those games, we had a winning record. He got hurt in the Tampa game, and that was all she wrote.
but you want to
But
know,
the
but you
guy
want
was
to
playing well, bro,
you want me to tell
without
you,
Michael Thomas.
but let me tell you this. So think about it from this perspective too, right? You say that, right, with
Mhm.
Jameis. You say that, but here's the thing. Think about it from probably his perspective, and maybe Mike Teasy agree with me on this. I feel as though that if he would have went with Jameis, right, and saved that money, then for sure he would have been out the door if Jameis didn't do good. But if he went out, got Derek Carr comes in, let's just say the first year, hypothetically, knock on wood, he has a tough year, then that extends Dennis Allen for another year to say, all right, we just got Derek Carr in the system. He's still learning the system. Give us another year to get this thing going. And that extends him for another year. But if he kept Jameis in there, and Jameis already know the playbook, and Jameis doesn't do good, then he's automatically gonna be out the same year.
My dog. He said he can't.
But am I right? Am I right or am I wrong? Just let me know.
Yeah,
Am I right?
yeah,
Am I
you're
wrong?
right. Yeah, I
You know
mean
what I'm saying?
that's how you feel.
You
You
know,
know,
because I feel as though like if Jameis would have got in there right this year and been the starting quarterback and he do bad, then Dennis Allen gonna be like, man, they're gonna tell Dennis Allen you out of here.
can he stop? Stop. He throws too many wild balls. Come on, bro. I mean,
All I thought about when he said that is like ducks, like the
yeah.
like hey
How
man,
many wild balls did Andy Dalton throw? You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it is what it is, bro. All we can do is say if I woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Mhm.
But I mean, Jameis got hurt. Hey, and that was it. I mean, is he gonna ever get a shot again? We don't know. Right now he's our second quarterback on the
Hopefully he
team.
does at some point, maybe with another team, but
Yeah, he can
hopefully,
show something in preseason.
yeah.
If he can show some shit in preseason, you never know. That might be his chance to showcase. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we got Derek Carr. We hope Derek Carr can bring us to the promised land and get us another Super Bowl, bro. We,
But you know what's so? But you know what's so? Like
like Mike say, with the coaching, it's up in the air.
But so you say hopefully he get another chance, and I definitely agree with you on that. But man, you got to look around the NFL right now, bro.
Mhm.
Like a lot of these teams, they pretty much have their quarterbacks locked in.
Exactly.
They really do. Like look at the Colts. They got Anthony Richardson. You got the Panthers with Bryce Young, right?
Mhm.
Who else?
Yeah, he still got a couple of years. You look at these
You got a
rookies.
lot of you got the Jags with Trevor Lawrence, the Chiefs with Mahomes,
Yeah.
like the Titans just got the quarterback this year in the first round. I mean, like there's a lot of
Yeah, the
teams
Titans still have
already.
Malik, huh?
They have Malik, but they drafted damn, I can't think of his
So they
name.
must not be too.
I sold on Malik, so that's the thing. They drafted another quarterback, and so there's a lot of teams, man, that either drafted a rookie quarterback this year or they got their quarterback already, and so that's why it's so tough for him, and that's pretty much the main reason why he decided to come back because he knew how it was going to shape out. So
Let me
again,
let me ask you a question, Dana.
yeah.
Who do you think is going to be our biggest I know we should win the South, but who do you think is going to be our biggest, competition in the South? Who's second place?
Oh man, that's a good question. I mean, if you want to just break it down real quick, I think that Tampa Bay gonna be trash this year.
Right,
They,
right.
I mean,
I like Carolina because of their defense. Carolina has a damn good defense,
mhm.
and now if Bryce Young can and do some things up there, I mean,
I think
I even got a picture of Bryce, man.
if I
Look at that boy.
hey, you know what's funny? What's funny is that you post that picture, right? Because I don't know if I know you've seen the picture but I took a picture with Jameis Winston and Davenport at his wedding, and I stood up on the chair, and everybody's like, man, why you stood up on a chair, man? You crazy, bro? And I'm like, listen. And my wife even said that. She's like, man, you had to take the picture with you standing on a chair. And I'm like, I'm 5'6". These guys are 6'5". So whether stand next to them, people gonna laugh. Or I stand on the chair, people gonna laugh. But it reminds me because at the draft, somebody put him being selected by Carolina with him standing on a chair. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, man. But if I had to pick Soul, I would probably say Carolina. And the reason
Yeah.
why I say Carolina is Carolina went out, they made some moves. They went out, they signed Adam Thielen from the Vikings. They went and signed DJ Chark, right, who used to play for the Jags and the Lions, who was the LSU boy. They signed the tight end from the Bengals. They signed him, and they signed the Miles Sanders from the Eagles. So they made some moves. Their defense is gonna be okay. They're gonna have J.C. Horn return. So I definitely got to say Carolina. I think Tampa Bay is going to be trash this year
Now,
without
let me
Brady.
tell you, Atlanta might give us a good game because a lot of our defensive players are there. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to see a lot of names, household names on that. And then they got a beast back, that running back that they got.
Bijan Robinson.
Yes. That's a beast right there. Quarterback, they're going to be garbage. Ritter.
Well,
Nah.
based on his games last year, you know,
He got some weapons though. London and Pitts.
Well, based on Ritter's games last year, he just overthrew the ball so many times. So, like even in the Saints game, if you go back and watch the Saints game in the Superdome, bro, he was throwing Cam Newton type of throws, bro, like way over the receiver trying to catch it, the ball just going straight through the hands, like Ritter ain't it for sure. I definitely agree with that, but I do agree with what you said. Bijan Robinson is going to be really good, and you got to also understand. That coach came from Tennessee. The Atlanta coaches came from Tennessee, and you know what they like to do in Tennessee. They like to run the ball, so they gonna run the rock to take pressure off of Desmond Ritter.
Yeah,
that's gonna be
and it's a division game. It's always gonna be tough.
Oh, it's always like that, but like you said, they got Kyle Pitts, they got Drake London. So you know both of them guys was kind of hurt last year as well. So they got some weapons, but I don't know, man. I don't think their defense could hold up, to be honest. So they might, and I don't think they can score enough points to beat teams. And I'm not just saying that because we don't like the Falcons. I'm just being honest. Like realistically, looking at a game plan, I can't see them beating out teams with Desmond Ritter as their quarterback. And you know what's funny is like, you know, the team camaraderie, and like we watched the quarterbacks thing on Netflix with Mariota last year, and I don't know, man. Like, I just watching it, it just looked like the team is just boring. Like they on some boring stuff. Like you know, the Saints team, they go to camp, they talking they shit, they taking pictures, they talking about teams about the NFC South and quarterbacks and Cam Jordan running his mouth and taking shots at everybody, and you know what I'm saying? Like there's just that swag about the Saints, but Atlanta. They like, oh, we're coming into work. Can we punch my card on the door? You know what I'm saying? Like they on some boring shit. But like for me, I think Carolina's gonna be the team. I think Tampa Bay's gonna be garbage without Tom Brady. You know, you got Baker Mayfield as their quarterback. You know,
they were garbage with Tom Brady, so you know.
So you know, but again, they still got Chris Godwin. They still got Mike Evans. They still got some pieces. It's just that now they don't have Leonard Fournette anymore.
Yeah, and I'm so surprised that nobody picked Leonard Fournette up. But they say he's overweight.
Or Zeke. Or Zeke Elliott. Or Zeke too. Yo, Elliott.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Elliott too. So I don't know, man. I gotta go with Carolina. I think that's gonna be that week. What is it? Week 2, week 3 game Monday night. I think that's gonna be a good ass game. That's gonna be a good.
Well, look, before we go, we want to talk about this fantasy football right quick.
I ain't got too much to say. I already know what you about to say. I ain't got too much.
The champ is here. The champ is here. Look, I have 6 fantasy football leagues. If anybody, Kenny Benoit is one of my guys in my league, NADER. You know, if anybody wants to MJ, anybody wants to get in the fantasy football, I have a couple of spots in each league, 1 or 2 spots in each league. It's money leagues. So I think 5 of them are 100 and 1 is 200. But you can win big money. NADER won 1 year, and then I came back and won the following year. So, you know, sports overtime been dominating.
Look, my first year I got in on one. So that
first year, Cinderella team. He went all the way, you know, and I was surprised. I said, well, damn, NADER know a little something. NADER know a little something. I like that. But anybody that's interested in getting into fantasy football, man, let us know. Let me know. DM me, inbox me, or whatever.
Oh, you can hit me up too. Y'all want to
hit him up too? Yeah.
And send me a message on Twitter or Facebook, Instagram. I'll put you in connection with Soul. But yeah, man, let's fill up these leagues for Soul. That way he ain't got to worry about it. But man, it's fun though. It's fun all the way around. It's fun. and I can't wait to do the draft. The draft is pretty cool. We do it at what we do at Hooters, right?
Hooters, yeah.
We do it at Hooters, man, and
Hooters. Yeah.
so fun because they got other people drafting like other people like doing their drafts while we doing our drafts, and it's funny to see what they pick compared to what we pick. So you know, it's just cool. Like I remember last year, so for the draft, I don't know if you remember this, but we was waiting, and they had this company of people just doing the draft next to us, and one of the dudes, bro, he picked I think he picked Derrick Henry number 1 overall. And then one dude left Justin Jefferson on the board to like 9. And then the other dude left McCaffrey to like 11. I'm like, bro, what are y'all doing? And dude was like, well, I was like, let me ask you a question. Who picked McCaffrey? And the dude was like, me. I was like, how y'all let McCaffrey get to 11? And it was like, oh man, he stays hurt. He's this, he's that. And I'm like, man, y'all crazy. And so we get to our draft. So, and I think I picked 5th or whatever. And McCaffrey was still there, and I picked McCaffrey. But
some people don't realize sometimes these players stay hurt because they're not winning and they're with a team they don't want to be with.
right.
And when they go, when they go and change places, so you wonder, damn, he never hurt over there. You wonder why. Yeah. Now, we can't say that about Andy Davis, but everywhere he go, he hurt.
That motherfucker stayed.
But anyway, hey, if y'all want to get into fantasy football, it's fun, man. We love it. We have fun in it. Let me know. Also, I want to say we still Soul Saint Cruise. This is going to be my 3rd annual Soul Saint Cruise. This time we're doing it big. We're going on the Carnival Mardi Gras out of Port Canaveral, which is right outside of Orlando. We're going to be leaving from there. We got transportation going down there if you want to do the party, charter bus, or you can fly. It's up to you. And we got some serious entertainment. We got my boy MJ doing his thing. We got Jay the Wizard is going to do his thing. And we got Prince from Las Vegas. This is a new cat. He's real good. He did a show with us in El Paso, Texas. And he was real good. He opened the show, and then MJ closed the show. But going to be on the boat, man, we're going to have some fun. This is a beautiful boat. This is Carnival's biggest ship, along with the Celebration. They're about the same size. And one of the newest ships. And we're going to have a ball on there, man. So if anybody's interested, the cabins are going fast. This boat will sell out before football season is over. So I'm telling y'all need to book now. We got deposit specials, everything, man. So, NADER, I know you got a new baby on the way. So, it might be hard for you, to leave in April because the baby's only going to be a few months old. Yeah. I understand.
Give
you a pass.
Listen, I'm going to try, bro. I'm going to need a vacation by that time. So, I'm going to try it.
Yeah, my boy Mike Teasy going. Teasy will be on the seas with me in the game.
We need Mike. So we need Mike to come to our fantasy football draft at Hooters, bro. We need him just to show up.
I know. I need him to sit by me and let me know. Hey, give me some advice.
Man, look, we should set up Mike with we should set him Mike with a mic, live mic, and be like, you picked who at number 7? Trash.
Not trash. Ain't juice.
We should definitely get him to do that, bro.
Water.
Mike, take the day off, bro. Stop driving them trucks for one day, bro. Just come to the draft.
We're supposed to be going to the camp. I know we're supposed to be going to the camp Saturday morning. Okay. So I'm trying to go out there Friday. He gonna be with him Saturday, and then MJ.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, I got somebody sent me one ticket for August 10th for Thursday.
Okay.
So I don't know if you go on that day, but I got a ticket for that day.
Okay. What day is that on?
A Thursday.
That's a Thursday. Yeah, I think that's the only Thursday. That's the last practice, I think.
I think so.
I think that's the last one. Yeah, I'll probably meet you out there. Yep. So, hey, y'all. Woo, we will be coming on every Wednesday.
Yep.
Wednesdays now, instead of Tuesdays. We'll be coming on Wednesdays. And Tell It Like It Is will be coming on Thursday.
Y'all tune in tomorrow. Tell It Like It Is.
Yep.
Hakeem.
With my guys, Hakeem, Mike, I know they're gonna be watching. You know,
always, always, man. I support y'all, bro. Look, I love what y'all boys do. I appreciate all y'all. I appreciate everybody that tuned into our show. I appreciate everybody that tuned in to Tell It Like It Is too. Listen, man, we really appreciate y'all support. You know, we took the off season off, obviously. Now we back, but you know, we switched the day to Wednesday, so we appreciate everybody that tunes in, supports. You know, we tag y'all on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. And man, y'all be writing underneath the post and give Sean that love. So man, we appreciate everybody. So man, listen, we going on, we going on this Super Bowl ride this year, man. I got a good feeling. I really got a good feeling about this team. Knock on wood. And like Soul said earlier, man, if we're healthy, we're gonna be straight. We're gonna be really good this year. So y'all stay tuned every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Me and Soul bringing it to you like we always do. And again, man, we appreciate you guys. And yeah, man, we'll definitely see you. Man, he talking about he gonna be at camp. He gonna be at camp talking about he gonna be on the sideline.
He said he gonna be yelling at the
players. Trash. You dropped the ball, Trey Quant, trash. This trash. Oh, trash. That's how he gonna be, bro. But wait, look, if you go and he's there, please record him so we can post that footage on the show.
So we'll see. But thank y'all for tuning in.
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all.
And we'll see y'all next week. We're gonna close out with a little Saints music. Love my music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Love y'all. All right.
Let's hear for the black and gold. Now let's go. Let's bring more that. Any competition, yeah, we coming to get you. Let's go. Saints fans, stand up now. Let's hear for the black and gold. Now let's go. Let's bring more that. You better run it high, cause we coming to get you.
Saints plus soul equals Super Bowl. Ask J, ask Soul, now you been told. Black and gold, we on the road, and we big and bold. You opened up your mouth, now you're knocked out cold. We coming to get ya, I bet you won't win. Left hook, right hook, again and again. We got that high-powered offense with that lethal punch. We're the bullies of the block, and we'll take your lunch. So to all of my who that across the land, and to all other teams that don't understand, we coming to get ya. Our goal is Super Bowl. We gonna paint the Lombardi